combination of other character attributes. And the main one I'm going to talk about is patience, suuru. This is from the Odo called Irosun Onijaye. This is Irosun on the right, Owanrin on the left. Please repeat after me. Enagogo cannot be sounded in heaven.
Anagogo cannot be sounded in heaven,
For it to be heard on earth.
for it to be heard on earth.
And Enagogo cannot be sounded on earth.
Anagogo cannot be sounded on earth,
For it to be heard in heaven.
for it to be heard in heaven.
This was Castifa
This was Castifa,
or Oromila
for Romila,
and the 401 Irumale
and the 401 Rumile.
when they were going into battle.
When they were going into battle,
They were advised to offer a bow.
they were asked to offer a bow.
Oromila complied.
Rumila complied.
Thank you. This is the story. It's very interesting. It talks about how patience leads to that longevity and that success. Because remember, if you're going to be a gentle person, you got to have a lot of patience. Yes, you need honesty. Yes, you need humility, but you need patience. Because as you're trying to be a gentle, a meek, a godly person, the world will be throwing insults at you. You'll be thinking, "Why? I'm not sure this Ifa thing works. It sounds nice on temple and Sunday in those white clothes, but I'm back at work Monday morning. It's not working well for me." Ifa says, "Please be patient." Let me tell the story why. So there were the Irumale, all 401. They were planning to go into a battle, and by battle, Ifa means a spiritual battle. And when they were all planning to go, they all went. Shango, Oshun, Owatala, all of them, they all went. Oromila was told, though, by Ifa to stay behind. Why was he told to stay behind? Ifa told him that the true riches of this battle will be coming to you if you just stay behind. So all the deeds, Obaloaye, Oshosi, Korinkota, they all went and they fought and they had a spiritual battle and they took home prizes. They took home wealth. They took home spouse. They took home all the things, beautiful clothing. They took home properties, animals. After the battle was finished, Ifa told Oromila, "Now you go to the battle site." Oromila went to the battle site. When he went to the battle site, there was nothing there. Everything had been pillaged. Everything was empty. It'd be like going to a store at the beginning of the pandemic. Nothing on the shelves. Not even any toilet paper. Certainly no toilet paper. Well, there was nothing. Everything was plundered. As Oromila is walking through the site of the battle, thinking, how could Ifa direct me to do this? He saw one woman who they had missed. They thought she was worthless. They left her behind. One old woman was sitting in the middle of all this desolation and destruction. Ifa had told Oromila that you would find something valuable there, but Oromila says, how can she's just one person, one old woman. As you said, take her to your house and treat her well. So Oromila said, Iya, would you like to go? And he took her and they walked home. When they got home, Oromila gave her a place to stay. He gave her clothing, food. He treated her majestically. He treated her like a guest, because one thing Ifa says, you have to treat your guests well. Well, when the guest was there for days and days, finally the older woman, she said, do you know who I am? Oromila said, no, I don't know who you are, ma'am. She said, my name is Suuru. Suuru means patience. She says, I'm the mother of many people and many things that were at that battle site. I'm the mother of them. And they came and they fought a battle and they took away all my children. But she said, the funny thing about Suuru is everything comes back to patience eventually. The same way children want to come back to their mother eventually. Oromila says, okay. Well, Oromila kept just treating her well, supporting her. Well, within a few days, Ogun, now of course Ogun, you all know Ogun is the warrior of iron. At the battle, you can imagine what he took. He just walked around and collected up everything of value and took it. When Ogun was back in his home with all of his prizes from the war, chaos erupted in the house. Absolute turmoil. You see, it seems that there was all this wealth brought problems to the home that Ogun was in. And it's one thing to get wealth, it's another thing to keep wealth. So Ogun went to Oromila's house to figure out through Ifa, what can I do to handle all this wealth? Oromila casted Ifa, and Ifa said, you need to bring half of your earnings from that war You need to bring them for Ebo. So Ogun did it. Now, what did he bring? Ogun brought, it was money, because Ogun was the one who grabbed up all the money. And in that sense, when the mother, Suru, she said this, she said, okay, here comes my daughter Ajay, Money. She's coming home to see me. And when Ajay, Money saw the mother, they hugged, they embraced. The mom said, the rest will be coming back too, little by little. Because they missed their mother. In another house, Shango, who had gathered up all the spouses. Yeah. Trouble happened there. At a certain point, Shango came to cast Ifa. And when Shango cast Ifa, it said, bring half of your earnings. Bring more than half if you really want to be certain. Shango was that man, I don't need this problem anymore. He brought everything home. When the mother saw spouse, they all hugged. Right? These are all the children. Patience is the parent of prosperity spouse. Other Irumale took all the young children and said, I'm going to raise these babies on my own. But they were having kids running around everywhere. They were slipping in excrement. The Iruma didn't have enough food to feed these kids. They didn't have the parenting skills. They came to Castifa and they were told, you need to bring back all the gains from that war. It's not for you. When children came as Eboma children to the house, they saw Suru, their mom, and they went and they hugged her. Little by little, everything that had been taken from the war came back home to its mother, Suru. And what that is that's just a simple way of saying, if someone has patience, that person will eventually get everything. Because all those things want to live with their mother, Suru. Suru, we can say also, Suru is the father of good character. Suru is the mother or the owner of all these different worldly possessions we're all seeking. That's why if you have no patience, you will not be prosperous. Even if you are prosperous, you will not stay prosperous. There's no way. If you have no patience, you will have no spouse. If you have no patience, you can have no children. Even if you have biologically children, they will leave you. Okay? You cannot have a house. There's nothing is attainable and keepable without patience. Oromila was so happy because now in his home was his house guest and all the wealth she had brought in and all the Oromila learned from that lesson to take life easy and to be very patient. So we know that we need, if we're going to live gently, the first key is we need to begin to work on our patience. So